In this module, you will learn how to use the column component. When you need to display contents or components side by side, this component will allow you to divide the page into 2, 3, or 4 columns. Note that column components cannot be nested within each other. Creating columns on an AEM page is a two-step process using both the desired column component as well as the correct general component. First, you must place components on the page, although you usually find components under the general heading of the sidekick. Column components have their own category, as you'll see here. So, locate the columns label in the sidekick, click on the plus sign to open. You'll see 3 options: 2 columns, 3 columns, and column control. 2 columns divides a page into 2 columns in 3 different ways, which we will look at later. 3 columns is the same as 2 columns, except there are 3 columns. And column control allows you to experiment with various column widths and/or use 4 columns. As with other components, you select the one you want, click and drag it into position on the page. We will start with the 2-column component. Now that I have placed it, you will see a gray set of bars appear above and below the new component. The start bar acts as a toolbar, and in the toolbar we have buttons, all of which I will demo later in the video. The edit button helps you to set the percentage of each column width. The delete button will delete the column component entirely, and this is a destructive action, so you will be asked to confirm. New creates a new component on the page above the column component you are currently working on. The paste function does not work in our version of AEM, so just ignore it. As you can see, the default is set to columns at 50% and 50%, or half and half. However, to change this, as I mentioned before, you can select Edit, and under the tab Column Control, you will see the default. If you click, you will see the other options. For 2 columns, we have 50-50, 33-67, and 67-33. In other words, 1/3, 2/3, or 2/3, 1/3. I'm going to select 1/3, 2/3, and click OK. You can now see that the columns have been resized. You can change this at any time, even when there's content inside these components. Now that you have set up the columns, you must fill them with content. To do this, you must choose a component. The best way is our standard way. Go to the sidekick. Under General, select the component that you are looking for. I'm going to select Image, click and drag it to the place you would like it to appear. And there it is. You can learn more about adding content to your components in our other video tutorials or on our CMS help site. Now I'll quickly show you how to set up 3-column and 4-column layouts. Column, pick 3 columns. Here I have 3 different columns. To change their width, I simply click Edit, 3 columns, and I can pick from 33, 33, 33, 25, 25, 50, or 50, 25, 25. And now they're resized and ready for general components. For a 4-column layout or to experiment, click Column Control, drag it over. This defaults to the 50-50 2-column. Click Edit, and you can now select 4 columns. To create a component on the page above the columns, as I mentioned earlier, use the New button on the Start Columns toolbar. Select the one you want, and it will appear. Or you can just add a component above the column by dragging it from the sidekick as usual. Unlike image or text components, to delete a column component you must click the Delete button in the gray toolbar at the top and confirm your action. This tutorial covers the key elements of creating and editing column components on your page. Consider viewing other videos, such as the carousel component, to make your page look fabulous.